Hi, in this class I'll explain replication task and we will create a replication task to load account and account contact role object in Salesforce to a flat file. Okay, so what is replication task? Replication task replicates the data from cloud-based application or relational database table to a target. In ISCS, support target connections are database connections and flat file connections. So these are the two target connections we use for our replication task. In last class, we discussed about synchronization task, right? So what there is a major difference between a synchronization and replication task. So the major difference is that in synchronization task, you must have a target to integrate the data. However, in replication task, it creates the target table for you. So what does that mean? It creates the target table for you. That I'll explain while we create the replication task. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the data integration page. So this is the data integration page. Click new. In task, select the replication task, create. So this is the replication task wizard. So you can see 5 steps here. Okay. So in first step, source step, so you have to provide the task details. You have to provide the task name and the location where you want to store this replication task, and then source connection. What is your source? Either it's a Salesforce or any cloud-based applications or any relational database. You can select the source connection. And here we have options like objects to replicate. So there are the 3 options. You can replicate all objects in one run. So you can select all objects, or you can select include objects. So if you want to replicate only a few objects, so you can select this include object and select which are the objects you want to replicate. And you can exclude objects. So by selecting this option, you can exclude which are the objects you don't want to replicate. So these are the 3 options. Okay. And there are other 2 options here, like if any error occur while processing an object. Let's say if you are processing multiple objects, at processing of one object, it throws an error. So in that case, so you have to select either of these option. Cancel process of processing the remaining objects. That means while processing one object, if it throws an error, so you can cancel the process of the remaining objects. So for that, enable this option. Okay. Or if you want to continue the process of remaining object, select this option. Okay. So there are 2 options. If any error occurs, so what step we need to take, whether you want to continue or cancel. Okay. Okay. Let's keep this continue. Let's give the details. Task name. So I'll give like a rep underscore. So my source is Salesforce. 2, my target is a flat file. And just give demo. And this is my default location, default underscore test is my folder. So here I'm selecting my source as a Salesforce. So in this task, I'm going to replicate only account and account contact role, 2 objects. So I enable this option, include objects, select. So what are the objects you want to replicate? So I want to replicate account and account contact role here. So I selected these 2 objects, select. Okay. So now these are 2 objects, account contact role. So I'm going to replicate. Okay. Like I selected this option, continue processing of remaining objects. Click next. Okay. So here, the second step is a target. So where you have to provide the all target details. Okay. So Let me select the target. So my target is a flat file. So target is a target flat file connection here. In target prefix, so SF is a default prefix. You could see like while creating a replication task, but you can put your own prefix. So I'm just giving here rep underscore demo. So this is my prefix. Okay. So what it will do, like it prefix to the source object name while creating the target. So let's say here I have two source objects, like okay. So so what are the my source objects? Account and account contact role, right? So while creating a target for account, it creates the target as like rep underscore demo underscore account. Same for account contact role also. So this is a prefix. We're just adding here, and this is the load type options for target. So I have a three load type options, like incremental load after initial full load, incremental load after initial partial load, or full load each run. Okay. In case of target database, like relational database, you can select these two options: incremental or incremental load after initial full load, or incremental load after initial partial load. Okay. So what is this incremental load after initial full load? In first run, it would load full data from source to target, and second run onwards, it fetch only rows which are created or modified after previous run. So that is the meaning of this incremental load after initial full load. So what is incremental load after initial partial load? That means in first run it would load only partial data. That is based on this below condition, that is rows created or modified after the given date. So you need to provide the date here, like, so to fetch data which were created or modified after the particular date. So whatever date you provide here, it fetch data after that. Okay, so that is a partial load. And the second run onwards, it takes only incremental data. That means rows created or modified after previous run. Third option is a full load each run. So this means like every time it fetch full data from source and load it to the target. So since my target is a flat file, so by default it's a full load. Okay. And here I have delete options, like two delete options, like remove deleted columns and rows, like any columns or rows deleted from source that needs to be deleted from target. So that is the option here, remove deleted columns and rows. If you enable this option, it delete the deleted columns and rows in target. And this is a retain, second option. And in advanced option, we have a commit size. So you can put number of rows. After how many rows loaded in a target, you can commit the data. So that you can provide the number of rows here. I'm not giving any rows here for this task. So I just added target prefix, and since it's a target file, target is a file, it's a full load. Okay. Click next. So my third step is field exclusion. Exclude fields. So this option, like while passing source to target, if you want to exclude the fields, so you can select this option. So select the object. Yeah, see the two source objects here, right? So I select the account. So these all are my source fields. So you can select which are the fields you want to exclude. Let's say if I want to exclude this field, is says description. I select this field, click. So this is excluded. So now this task only process these included fields. It won't process this SIC description. Okay. In the same way, you can select for other object also. Let's say if I don't want to process this, I click this. Click OK. Let me add one more time here for account. So what I did here, I have excluded these two fields, SIC description and primary. SIC description from account, primary from account contact role. Okay, click next. So fourth step is the data filters. Like as we discussed in previous class, while we were creating synchronization task, row limit. So like if you want to process all rows, you can enable this option like process all rows. Or if you want to process only subset of data, you can select this option and you can give the how many number of rows you want to process. Let's say 500. Let me give 200. So I want to process only 200 rows. Okay. So data filters. Like if you want to filter out the data, okay, so you can go here, click new. If you want to filter the data in particular column, let's say this is my object, so I select billing country. Either you can give the condition here or click advanced. This window, advanced data filter window will open. Click billing country equal to, let's give yes. So here I added a filter condition for only account object. I not added anything for account contact role. So while processing account data, it filter based on this condition. But account contact role, it process all data. All means it process only 200 rows. It won't filter anything because you don't have any filter condition here. Okay. So click next. Okay. So final step is schedule step. Like this schedule step to schedule your replication task, whether it's a daily, monthly, or weekly. That you can create a schedule here. And here we have like email notifications, like failure, success email notification. You need to provide email IDs, like whom you want to send the notification. And we have a post processing and pre-processing commands in advanced options to execute any batch script or shell script. Okay. Okay. So this is a schedule step. So I'm not doing anything here in schedule step. I'm not giving any schedule here. So I didn't make any changes here. Click finish. Okay. Now my replication asset saved successfully. This is my replication task. So click here to run. Go to my jobs. You can see job task is running. You can see the status of the task starting. So this status automatically change. If not changed, refresh the page. Still it's starting. It's running now. Click on refresh. Status is not changing. Still running. Let me refresh again. Okay. Now my replication task successfully completed. Okay. Status is successful. So how many records it processed? It processed 2 records. So let me go to the flat file location. This is the connection which I given. So these are the 2 objects it could created. Rep demo echo. This is the prefix I given. Rep underscore demo. And this is my object name, source object name. So it automatically created the target table. That's the major difference I explained you, right? Between synchronization task and replication task. In synchronization task, you must do the target table, but However, in replication task, it creates the target table for you. That's what you can see here. It created the target table with the source object name and the prefix which you given in the task. Okay, so these are the two target files. Okay, let's go to the, okay. And replication task, there are other two options. I'll explain what are those two options. Let me go to that task. Okay, this is the task which we created now, right? Replication task. Okay, so in here we have two options. We click here, actions, like create target and reset target. So what is the reset target and what is the create target and what is the use of it? Okay, so I'll explain. Uh, Reset target. So when we use this option, let's say my replication task scheduled to run every day. And if you change precision, data type, or scale of a source field, okay, then you'll get error when you task execute, right? Something got changed in your source field like data type or precision scale. So if it execute as per the schedule, it get an error. It will give an error. Okay, because why? Because source and target fields are inconsistent, right? Okay. So what we can do in that case? So in this scenario, you can select this option, reset target, to drop the target table and recreate it. That's the use of this reset target. Okay. So when you select this reset target in next run, what it will do, it would load full data again from source to target because it dropped the target, and it would load full data from source to target and it recreate again. That's the use of a reset target. Okay. And what is the use of create target? So this create target, it generates the index based on a Salesforce ID. So if you not that select, replication task won't generate any index. But if you select this create target option, it generates the index. That's the use of create target. So these are the two options. These are two actions we have in replication task. You can use this based on your requirement or based on your scenario. Okay, so what we did, like we created replication task. We load account and account contact role from Salesforce to flat file. This concludes this session. Thank you.